Hello everybody, it's Azazpit here, and today's video is going to be a top 10 list for the top 10 best enchantments in Minecraft. And today I'll be joined here with...
ThatAbberantHalo. Hello ladies and gentlemen, Azazpit, thank you for having me on today. Be sure to subscribe to both of our channels, and let's get into this tier list.
Now, before we get into the tier list, let's talk a little bit about Minecraft. So, starting off, what is Minecraft? Minecraft is an open-world action survival game released in 2009 made by Marcus Notch. Now, originally it was called Cave Game, which was based on one of Notch's previous works called Ruby Dung. Minecraft was then fully released in 2011 after going through some alpha and beta versions. Since then, both the game itself and its community have grown tremendously, becoming the world's most sold game. Many more updates to the game later, and here we are with the present-day Minecraft. As long as the newest version is still 1.21.4, of course. Anywho, if you don't know what Minecraft enchantments are, then allow me to explain. Originating in version 1 of Minecraft, enchantments have been used to give weapons, tools, and armor magical properties to them. These can range from taking less fall damage with the Feather Falling enchantment, to launching yourself from water with the Riptide enchantment. There are multiple ways to obtain these enchantments, and each enchantment can have multiple levels to them. The higher the level, the stronger the ability. Oh, one last thing. During this video, you might hear the term enchantment weight being used multiple times. If you don't know, it's the statistical value of the odds of getting that enchantment from an enchantment table. Now, without further ado, let's get into it.
Starting off at number 10, we have Infinity. Firstly, when firing an arrow, it does not consume any sort of ammunition, unless the arrows are spectral or tipped with any sort of effect. The maximum level for this enchantment is 1, and it can be applied to any bow. The enchantment weight is also 1, and it is incompatible with mending. This enchantment can be acquired via trading with a villager, costing 1 book and 6 emeralds, and it can also be obtained with an enchanting table, costing around 3 experience and 1 lapis.
At number 9, we have Luck of the Sea. Luck of the Sea increases chances of getting lucky items while fishing, including enchantment books, which increases the odds 2% for every level. The maximum level is 3, can be applied to fishing rods, and the enchantment weight is 2. It can be found in dungeon chests, can be traded by librarian villagers with a 0.8% chance, costing 1 book and between 11 to 45 emeralds, and can be obtained with an enchantment table, costing 3 experience points and between 1 to 3 lapis.
For number 8, we have Fire Aspect. Fire Aspect generally adds around 4 seconds of burning to almost any target, with the exception of a couple of nether mobs, save for piglins, piglin brutes, hoglins, and it also does not apply to wardens. It does not work in the rain or in water, naturally of course. Killing an animal that drops a food item like sheep, pigs, chickens, cows, will automatically drop the cooked variant of the meat. Fire Aspect can also ignite TNT. The maximum level is 2, and Fire Aspect can be applied to any sword or axe, with the enchantment weight being 2. This enchantment can be obtained with an enchanting table, costing around 3 experience and 1 to 2 lapis depending on the level. Librarian villagers could trade Fire Aspect books with a 0.8% chance, but it will cost around 16 to 26 emeralds. But these books can also be found in loot chests.
At number 7, we have Flame. With Flame, arrows shot from bows set targets on fire, dealing 5 damage over 5 seconds. It doesn't work in rain or water, or on any nether mobs. The maximum level is 1, Flame can be applied to any bow, and the enchantment weight is 2. It can be obtained with an enchantment table, costing 3 experience points and 1 lapis, and librarian villagers can trade Flame with a 0.8% chance, and it will cost 1 book and 13 emeralds.
At number 6, we have Unbreaking. This enchantment allows for the chances of your items to not consume any durability when used. The maximum level for this enchantment is around 3, and it can be applied to anything that has and uses durability, including armor, weapons, and other various tools. The enchantment weight is 5. This enchantment can be obtained with an enchanting table, and costing around 3 experience points between 1 to 3 lapis, but it can also be traded with librarian villagers for around 1 book and between 5 to 45 emeralds, and it's also around a 0.8% chance. It can also be found in dungeon chests, and you could also find the enchantment itself in mine shafts and strongholds.
At number 5, we have Efficiency. Efficiency increases the mining speed of a tool, increasing its mining speed initially by 25%, with every level added afterwards increasing it by 5%. The maximum level is 5. Efficiency can be applied to any pickaxe, shovel, axe, hoe, and shear, and the enchantment weight is 10. It can be traded with librarian villagers, costing 1 book and 17 to 64 emeralds, and can be obtained with an enchanting table, costing 3 experience and 1 to 3 lapis.
For number 4, we have Fire Protection. This enchantment reduces any amount of damage taken from fire sources by around 8% per level, and can be stacked with other armor pieces. Maximum level for this enchantment is 4, and it can be applied to any of the armor pieces of various materials. The enchantment weight is 5. It is, however, incompatible with blast protection, projectile protection, and standard protection. It can be obtained via an enchanting table, costing around 3 experience and 1 to 3 lapis, depending on the level, and it can be traded with librarian villagers, costing around 1 book and 10 to 15 emeralds, depending on the level once more.
At number 3, we have Sharpness. Sharpness increases the damage of a weapon by 0.5 damage per level. The maximum level is 5. Sharpness can be applied to any sword or axe. The enchantment weight is 10, and it is incompatible with Smite, Bane of Arthropods, and Cleaving. Librarian villagers can trade fire aspect books with a 0.8% chance, and it will cost 1 book and 17 to 64 emeralds. It can be obtained with an enchanting table, costing 3 experience and 1 to 3 lapis.
At number 2, we have Fortune. This enchantment increases the chances of getting more ores when mining. The maximum level is 3, and it can be applied to any pickaxe, hoe, shovel, or axe. The weight for this enchantment is 2, but it is incompatible with Silk Touch. And this enchantment can be found within chests inside of ancient cities, and it can be traded with librarian villagers, costing around 1 book and 5 to 39 emeralds depending on the level. And it can also be obtained via an enchanting table, costing around 3 experience and 1 to 3 lapis. Now on to Anthony with the final enchantment.
Finally, at number 1, we have Mending. Any items with Mending in the player's main hand, offhand, or armor slots that aren't at full durability will be repaired from any experience orbs collected, repairing at a rate of 2 durability per experience orb. No item has priority when being repaired, and only 1 item will be selected for each experience orb collected. The maximum level is 1. Mending can be applied to any pickaxe, shield, bow, axe, shovel, hoe, fishing rod, carrot on a stick, shears, helmet, chestplate, leggings, boots, elytra, sword, trident, and crossbow, and the enchantment weight is 2. Some librarian villagers may trade Mending with a 0.8% chance, and it will cost between 10 and 38 emeralds in a book. It can be found in chests contained in jungle pyramids, strongholds, and ancient cities, but the odds are low. And it can finally be obtained with an enchanting table, costing 3 experience points and 1 lapis.
And now for the recap. So, again, for number 10 we have Infinity. It was placed here because you can get plenty of arrows from trading with villagers, and it doesn't exactly work with Mending, which is, as stated, kind of the best enchantment. And it only works with standard arrows, not spectral or any tipped ones. And for number 9, we put Luck of the Sea. It is above Infinity due to the fact that, normally, when you fish, you have a 0.8% chance of getting items, but at level 3, that can go up to a whopping 6.8% chance, which is simply overpowered. You can basically get overpowered items from the water with a 6.8% chance, and that's how a lot of people do it. For number 8, we put Fire Aspect because it does do good fire damage for melee weapons, but only for around 4 seconds, and that isn't that much. For Flame, we put that above Fire Aspect at number 7, as it does 5 seconds instead of 4, which is good, and it is also range, so it's better for keeping more dangerous mobs at a distance, like creepers. And at number 6, we put Unbreaking, because it helps increase the durability of almost all usable equipment items, and the fact that it is so versatile in that regard makes it one of the most used enchantments in the game. But the reason as to why it's number 6 is because these other 5 are just simply better. So, at number 5, we have Efficiency, and it generally increases the mining speed of any tool, and this could be used to aid in escaping mobs who are attacking you in the nether and caves, and it also helps with mining obsidian, one of the strongest blocks in the game, and it could also be used for nether portals, which is something that every player needs. And at number 4, we have Fire Protection. For every level of fire protection, it increases by 8%. Now, this can go up to a whopping max of 32% when it reaches level 4. Now hear me out on this. On top of that, it can be stacked with every armor piece. So let's say every armor you have has level 4 fire protection. This will give the player a whopping 144% of fire protection, over 100%, meaning all sources of fire are useless against you. So at number 3, we have sharpness. And this is simply a no-brainer. For every level of sharpness, the damage output is increased by 0.5%. So let's say we have a diamond sword, which does around 7 damage. At sharpness 1, it will increase by 7.5. However, if you go up all the way to sharpness 5, which is pretty hard to obtain, but you can still do it, it will increase the damage by 2.5 points if fully enchantment. So, that means if you have a diamond sword that at base does 7 damage, it will go up to 9.5 damage, which is immensely useful for getting all that damage output in on a mob or an enemy player. Now at number 2, we have Fortune. And Fortune helps players to gather more resources not only from ores, including rare ones like diamonds and emeralds, but also crops, effectively boosting farming, which is one of the more reliable sources of food in the game. And this allows the players to have better food sources instead of just going out and hunting all the time. And finally, for number 1, we put Mending as the number 1 best enchantment of the entire game. As Mending not only effectively increases durability using experience, but when paired with other enchantments, it can make something like a fishing rod never break. And it can be applied to some of the most unorthodox tools out there like shears, flint and steel, and even shields. That's basically the tier list, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you all for watching.
Make sure to like the video, make sure to subscribe, and I'll catch you all on the flip side. Goodbye!